Hello everyone. Well, here we are, week 6, and I figured it was time to remind you who the disembodied voice was speaking, so I'm using the camera again. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and I'm just going to go over a few things that are coming up here in the near future. This week we have our first scheduled monthly tours for prospective students, so we'll be coming through the hallways Monday morning at 10 and Tuesday at 2. If you're testing or doing anything that you don't want us to disturb you, please just put a sign on your classroom door that says do not disturb, or it can say testing, whatever you want. Just signal to us. If not, we'll probably be opening the door to let prospective students and their parents have a sneak peek at what it looks like being a Griffin on a day-to-day basis. I don't know the exact numbers for the tours. I know they're people have been calling pretty steady, so I would imagine we're, groups of 20 both days, and new faculty, you'll get used to it. After this first month's worth, you won't even notice when we're in there. A reminder, early release schedule this Wednesday. You're going to get a new version of an early release schedule. However, one of your colleagues, Jeff Knox, was helping do some reflection and debriefing and posed the question, what would we lose if on Wednesday, since we're already losing instructional time, what if we added back 7 minutes that's lost to each class to by exchanging it out of advisory, so you only lose 7 minutes on early release Wednesday instead of 15. And it was one of those where the administration just had to kind of go, good point. Let's protect the instructional time. So we're going to try a new schedule this Wednesday where on early release you won't have advisory meetings. So advisory will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, same configuration where Monday and Friday will be the socio-emotional focus, and Tuesdays and Thursdays will be the academic. And we're working on what that looks like now once we have our first grading period data in, because just qualitatively talking to people, we're going to have quite a few students who get a pretty rude awakening when they get that first report card this week. Which, by the way, grades will be pulled at 4:01 Monday afternoon, and we're actually printing the report cards Monday night, so we have time to bundle them into group them into your advisories, so you can hand them out Tuesday morning. So if it's not on there at 4 o'clock, just know these are continuous and ongoing, and whatever grades you put in after then will show up on the next report card. And teachers, we really need you to make a concerted effort. If you have students who are not passing any class or about whom you have concerns, we encourage you, please reach out and make contact with parents, whether it's by phone or email, but make the effort and document it. I believe Tim sent out an email last week. If he didn't, you're going to get it the first of this week, where he's created a Google spreadsheet that we can all use, and you can search students by name and add in your documentation, and so you can see who else has already tried contacting the parents and seeing, are you the only one having issues with this student or not. So we're hoping to make that a useful tool for all of us in parent communications, but we need you guys to take the initiative and reach out, because we're encountering more and more parents that they don't want to talk to you individually. They just want to have a big meeting with everybody together, and that's not a very productive use of your time or theirs. And then this Wednesday morning, the 18th, we'll be administering the PLAN ACT test to all 10th graders. And even if you don't teach 10th graders, it's going to affect you because of what we had to do to rooms to make testing environment. So go back through your email, look for the schedule. Alicia Basner sent it out 2 weeks ago, or I'm sure with this reminder she'll send it back out again so you don't have to search. And we appreciate everybody's cooperation. Couple announcements, reminders, in your PLC meetings this week, you're going to be doing some ideation. Just bear with your facilitators. They're doing something that I've charged them with doing, and it's one of those things where I think it can be a good idea. We're being told from the system level that this is what needs to be done, but of course we're putting our own L&N spin on it. And it's one of those things where it actually is good practice. And I'm glad to have this level of support around what we're doing. And it's just something, it's a way to focus on the SMART goals that you guys have already set. You're going to create a protocol basically for instructional rounds, and instead of your administrators and deans being the ones doing walkthroughs and observing each other, you're going to go in and observe each other teach and look at these things through the lens of the problems that you identify in your PLC. So this is all, it's completely non-evaluative, but we really think that it could be beneficial to helping us focus on our practice. So we just want to make this, it's not in addition to everything else you're doing, it's part of everything else that you're doing. So we just want to make this part of our own. I'm sure you've heard the KCS way from your content supervisor by now. We want to make this part of the LNN way. And a reminder, if you've had your beginning of year conference with your primary evaluator, that means the open season has begun on evaluation observations. And if you're professionally licensed, none of them are scheduled or announced. So, it's kind of anytime the door opens, you just never know. And I'm sure that doesn't make a difference to any of you because we walk into your rooms all the time and you're always doing good things. So it's just one of those things, a reminder to keep in the back of your mind. So let's look at some fun stuff. Hopefully you can all join the SGA with their activity this Friday night to come watch The Great Gatsby. Hopefully the weather will cooperate like it did this past weekend, and we'll have a good turnout. And it'll turn into a good fundraiser for our SGA. It'll be a lot of fun, just a fun social time. And so if that's the social for September, kind of sad, isn't it? We want to do something fun in October. So we're looking to plan a night at the Oaks Corn Maze in Corryton as a faculty. And, if we get enough faculty and their families participating, we could have some challenges, Maybe the leadership team could challenge a couple departments, or maybe a wing, or the people who are in one of the workrooms. We can challenge you and yours to a race maybe through the corn maze. We'll figure something out. The whole point is just to get out and enjoy each other. And if you've never been out to the corn maze, it's a lot of fun. And so we'll be putting that together in the next week or so. So if there are some particular evenings that we should avoid in order to get the best participation, just shoot either me, Jason, Tim, or Kathy Coley an email and just, let us know what evenings we need to avoid. And for those of you looking at your dance card way ahead in the future, just this past week we locked in a date and location for our prom. So our first ever prom will be April the 12th at the Square Room in Market Square. If you've never been there, you will have been there by the time we have prom there, because that's also where we're having our faculty Christmas dinner. We're still working on locking in that date. So that's it in terms of reminders and things on the horizon. Again, I just can't tell you how proud I am to work with such a wonderful group of people, and I know you're doing the best things for kids every day. I hope you have a good, uneventful week, and keep on keeping on. See you around the water cooler.